This the kind of beat that go.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Joey, and today we've got the first episode of the Troop Showcase series. And of course, we got to start off with one of the first troops that you're going to be able to play with, which is the Firefighter. Now, he is one of the common troops. There are the 3 tiers of kind of rarity, you could say, and I'll show you guys a good representation of that. We have the uncommon. We have Wolf. Let's go back a little bit. We're on the common units, which is like Firefighter, Gunfighter, stuff like that. Kind of low-level guys. Not too much... I mean, they can get a lot of firepower, but, you know, they're just not as good as those higher units. Then we have uncommon. Then we get up to rare. And then we get up to the epic units. They're pretty good. But then you have the untold stories of these wonderful people. The legendary troops. They're just crazy, guys. Legendary troops are pretty much... they're really hard to come by. They're tough to find. They'll just pop up in the most random ways, but once you get them, they're just going to tear it up. So that's pretty much the tiers we have, and we're starting with the common, and the first common troop we have is the Firefighter, as you see right here on the screen at the front of my team. Now let's try to get into like kind of like the basics. Like, let's see like what this guy's got to offer. So he should be in our team. There he is. So the Firefighter rushes into the proverbial fire. They don't deal much damage, but they can take a beating. So they're pretty much there just to... They got tons of health, and they're just there to take damage for the team. They're taking one for the team big time here. So they got high health with a medium damage melee attack. Defend weaker units by placing him in their squad. And ranged zombies will cause them problems, which I have seen multiple times. And it's those spitters. The spitters can cause problems because they have a lot of damage, and they're just going to pretty much... These guys, they don't have a long ranged attack, and those spitters are just going to keep nailing at him because drones are going to keep coming by. He's just going to take a beating. But there are ways to counteract that, and that's what I'll talk about in a minute. But there's going to be the 3 ranks, as you guys know, kind of like the different things that you can achieve. And something else that's going to be coming up very soon in 2.1 is our perks. So I'll definitely be adding a little bit more info then. But until then, we're just going to roll with it. So, rank 1, due to his hardy constitution, heals on the Firefighter are increased by 30%, which is very nice. Rank 2, with a mighty yell, the Firefighter forces nearby zombies to attack him. So he's just going to be drawing more and more and more damage for the other troops. So that way everyone else is going to stay healthy and all good, which is awesome to have. And rank number 3, the Firefighter's sharpened axe causes targets to bleed for 75% extra damage, which is very nice to have. But that's up at level 50, and that's up there, guys. So that's a really good, all good stuff. So the thing is, how are we going to use him in battle? So let's go head over to defend. Let's see what this guy, let's see what Arknik. All right, we'll talk about that later. Let's finish up this thing we got going on. All right, so we're going to head over to San Francisco because that's an easy way to kind of get a feel for it, see how it works, whatnot. Let me upgrade my team really quick. I want to get some lower level guys because these guys will just tear up San Francisco. I'm positive of that. Let's get some level 1 guys going. Let's get some snipers. Let's go back down here. A good thing, okay, great pairing for whenever you are using a melee troop like the Lumberjack or the Firefighter or the Fire Chief. You're going to want to bring along a field medic or a medic of some sort. I'm going to bring along an EMT. They're the best at their healing, well, for healing at least. They're very good at that. Let's get rid of this machine gunner. He's a little bit too powerful for my taste. Mercenaries are also great to have. I love having... Let's go scattershot here. And snipers, these guys can stay. Just swap out this merc because he is very high powered. And let's just go with one of the early troops you're going to get. You know, Outlaw's good. All right, so we're going to head on over to San Francisco because that's probably the best way. Because mine's only level 1, so it'll give me the best way I can possibly kind of showcase it a little bit, show you guys how it works and whatnot. So let's head over to San Francisco here. We're going to go on normal since we're all basically all level 1, except my snipers, but they're not going to be doing too much. So let's defend here. Oh, too much team power. Okay, looks like I'm having to get rid of those snipers. They're a little bit too powerful. So let's swap out you for a level 1 sharpshooter. Boom. And you for a level 1 Spec Ops. All right, let's focus back on the fire chief here. So we're heading on over to San Francisco, and we're going to see what we're heading up against. Now, it is tough when you have biohazards, you have spitters, things like that, because they're going to have the longer range attacks, and they're just going to be able to cause damage. So they can't really defend themselves. So something you're really going to want to bring along is either snipers, because they're good at long range. They're going to be able to counteract that a little bit. If you have a spec ops, not a spec ops, Deadshot, Overwatch, things like that, that's great, because that way you're able to pinpoint them right there, take out those mutated zombies, then you won't have to worry about it. But for most cases, many guys won't have those unless you are further progressed down the good old story. So how do we counteract this? Now, the best way to counteract this is to have something like an outlaw, a mercenary, or other things. That way you need to be able to thin out the horde as best you possibly can, and then that way you can get to that mutated zombie who's just chilling out in the back causing problems. Another way to counteract this is also to use a flare. That way you can draw that mutated zombie in a little bit closer towards the troops, and that way he'll be in range, knock him out. Best way to take out those, kind of counteract that long range problem. So as you can see, clearly we have the spitters here, and they can cause problems for our long range attackers. So right on here, I'm not gonna worry about that one too much, but here we're gonna have 2 pads. Let's move these in, and we're gonna use a firefighter basically on every pad. So EMT on this pad, and we're not gonna use an EMT on the other one, but we are going to throw in some scatter shots. Now these guys are gonna be used to thin out the horde. We're going to have the EMT is gonna help heal our guys, and firefighters are gonna be there taking damage. Now, it would have been better if we had a better map layout. We could have thrown in some snipers, but we don't have that kind of space. We don't have that property, the landscape, to fill in that, so we're not going to be able to do that. Over here, we don't have any firefighters to deal with anymore, but let's just throw down some guys right here, a couple people. Move these in range. Let's get a sharpshooter in range of that. And we're going to have some runners here. I'm not too worried about that, and let's just throw in that right there. So these guys are going to be really good for runners, because these guys are getting off a little topic here from the firefighter, but these guys will be able to thin out the horde well, let the runner come through, snipers there to take them out, got outlaws with high power damage. We'll get to them later, but that's really good against them. So let's start these waves. Let's speed it up a little bit, get these guys going here. So as you can see, first thing we have is a brute. So this is kind of a health junkie, health glutton, back and forth. So as you can see, he's just taking damage, but that brute is just going down slowly but surely. So in this case, sniper would have come in handy, but we didn't have room. So let's stim up my fire chief there, right there, just drilling out. Let's take him out quickly, see if we can take out that brute before. All right, perfect. We knocked it out before the end of this level. All right, guys, this time we're going to have a spitter. This is where it's going to possibly have a couple problems. So as you can see, we need to kind of use these mercenaries to thin out the horde we best possibly can. Since I do have this flare, I'm going to use it to draw them forward a little bit, take them out. See, as you can see, we drew that spitter up a little bit closer. We're able to get him in range of some of those scatter shots, and we were in good shape. So let's move over to these firefighters over here. They can help out a little bit since there's no one on the other end. So as you can see, sniper took out that runner. It's coming handy. It's good stuff. So he took out that runner. We've got tons of drones coming down. But with what we got here, we have tons of firepower here. We're not going to have any problems. Stim reaching all of our guys here. Boom. Finished out. 360 trophies. That's good stuff, guys. Time bonus, plus 95. I'll take that. 455. I love it. So we cleared that. Got 52 XP. 464 cans. Beautiful. But guys, that's pretty much my basic little points for the firefighter. I hope you enjoyed this troop showcase episode. When we do get those perks, I'll definitely be kind of throwing us a little bit of an update for the troops that I have covered but didn't show the perks, so I'll be covering that in a little bit later episode when they do come out. Looking forward to those perks. It's gonna be a lot of fun, add a lot of depth to the game. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this troop showcase and kind of the details on the firefighter, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.